Hey, welcome back to Unredacted. We
Good
are
morning. Good morning.
live
I
here
love cutting you off.
on Rebel
My
Ant.
passion.
I need
What's up, bro?
everyone watching to head over to rebelants.io and go buy a Rebel Ant.
Is that
Otherwise,
what
this
you want
stream does
everybody to do?
not continue.
Is that what you want everybody to do?
No purchase, no
Oh,
stream.
shout out to Steve. Steve's in the house.
Steve in the house.
Haven't seen
Steve
Steve
in
in a
the
while.
house. All right, we got a big show today.
We do.
Some very special guests. But first, we need to plug some stuff. Are you ready to plug?
What are we plugging?
What are we plugging? This builder that you've been pushing on everyone.
Oh.
Like you're a drug dealer.
That's true.
Do you want to show it?
Yeah. Do you have a link?
Do I have a link?
Like, because you're like the link master.
I mean, I can share my screen and then we can do that.
Yeah, I thought you had it ready.
Of course I have it ready. Yeah,
I'm giving $200 away in ape to the winner of our overlay builder that we just released, which is pretty robust. It's not like your regular overlay builder that NFTs.
This ain't your grandma's overlay builder, okay?
This ain't your grandma's overlay builder, exactly. This is something completely different. Usually overlay builders is like you put your NFT, you put your token in, you put a fucking overlay, and it goes where it's supposed to go, and that's it, and you're done, right? With whatever overlay it's in there. In my overlay that I created myself, which I'm pretty proud of, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You could import whatever NFT you want. You could import our tokens. You could import our friends' tokens, our Saints, Chumps. They're in there. The only thing that you will have on there, it's a watermark, right? Unless you connect your wallet and you own one of those 3 collections, either a Saint, a Chumps, or one of ours. The overlay builder will take away that watermark, and then, yeah, you can fucking use it however you want. You could import your own overlays. You could use my overlays. You could use the Halloween ones, which will get updated as seasons go by. We'll have some cool shit on there. You can submit directly to the competition straight from the builder. Are you on the builder? What are you doing?
I'm in the build. I'm gonna hit load by token.
Oh. Anyway, so
boom.
Boom, there it is.
That's a good one. Now, because you see the watermark, I have a Rebel Ant in my wallet, as you may suspect. Yeah. So I'm gonna hit check holdings. Clears the watermark.
Clears the watermark right away. Love it.
Love it.
Anyway, you could, if you scroll down on the left side, you could put sentences, letters, text, whatever you want, emojis. You could even have an AI and click it, and the AI will give you like a motivational quote, and it'll go right on there. You could draw whatever you want. You could bring it in, put it in. That's an overlay. You suck. You could put them different colors. You could put different sizes. You can even animate it. Those are the Halloween ones that I just created and put in. So every season I'll have a bunch of new overlays. I would have had more Halloween ones, but I just didn't have time to do more, and I wanted to release right away because I wanted in people's hands to play around with it.
You're lazy. That's okay. All right, so let's just show the contest real fast, and then we will add our guests.
Yeah, let's go to the contest, and then we'll bring in Shan.
All right, so can I first submit this to the contest?
Go ahead, yes, submit it.
I'm going to submit to contest. My display name is Kevin. Boom. What is the name of this? This is called Miguel Smells. And now I'm going to open contest, and boom, you can see all the contest submissions. Even though this says that the winner gets 100 in ape, it's actually
raise the stakes afterwards.
It's 200 in ape.
$200 in ape I'm giving away to whoever wins. And now what happens is once you're over here in this screen, you can share it directly to X. If you share it directly from your phone, it's actually better because it'll put the image on there. The API doesn't allow it from the actual laptop or from your desktop, I mean.
All right, so tell us about how the voting works.
The voting works is you go in, you look at whichever one you want, and whatever you feel, you click on that emoji, and that it'll create points for it. Elenx has 458 points. Is that what it says there?
Yeah.
Wow, Elenx is on top. Nice.
Can I make a suggestion? Feature here? It'd be cool if this was a link so I could go find. Okay.
It's in order, so you don't have to find anything.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a specific order. I know you were going to ask that, so I made it so that it's specifically in order.
I still don't care about the order. I think we should have a link. That's all I'm going to say.
Anyway, the overlay builder will have more features coming up in Q1 of next year, and obviously for Christmas and stuff like that, we'll have some more cool overlays that people can use in more contests. More free money for people, which I'm going to give away from my pocket because Kevin is broke all the time. So head on over to builder.rebellands.io, build some shit, put it on the contest. Make sure it's not something weird like a dildo or something.
Okay, don't give any ideas.
Um,
Scuba Steve wants to know, when does the contest end? The deadline is listed up the top at 82
it's
hours.
at the top, yeah.
Only Miguel knows how to do math like that. So the answer is it ends Sunday.
Yeah, it ends Sunday.
Around 8 p.m. Maybe he'll figure out how to count down days.
But it's very robust. So the overlay builder is done. Now we're moving on to battles mechanics, which we're fixing. Stupid. We're building something from the ground up now for the battles, which is going to be really cool. So I can't wait for that. We also have our arcade games, which is going to be 4 arcade games, which we're going to release on our website. You'll be able to use that. Win some more prizes, with some more money, with some NFTs. We also have an app that we're building called Depth Crusher, which will be available on the App Store soon. So,
woo!
We have a lot of shit going on.
You're a busy guy. It's a good thing you're handling all this while I just don't.
Yeah, well, I'm the one with all the money, so
yeah, that's what I'm here for. All right. Are we ready for the man of the hour?
We are. Let's bring in Shan. I'm ready.
All right. Shan, welcome back to Unredacted. How are you today, brother?
Hey guys, yeah, doing really good. Been working on this important merger for a long time, so couldn't, get in on the spaces. But really good to be back.
Absolutely. Can I tell you guys my latest life hack?
Sure.
I've been working with like a candle. I started putting candles in my office. Game changer. Game changer. You got to have candles in your workspace. That's my life hack for everyone today.
Nah,
I don't know if you're into candles, Shan, but oof, it's nice. It really classes up the joint.
Thanks for the icebreaker. Appreciate you.
That's what I do best. We got a bunch of people here with us today. We got Ehawk. Is that how you say it? Ehawk. Scuba Steve. We had King Vannon, who doesn't know how to tell time, but that's okay. We're going to get through it all together. And we have over 400 people that have checked us out on Twitter, or as the kids say, X. So feel free to drop a comment. Let us know where you're joining from. And we've got a laundry list of things to cover today. Shan, where do you want to start? What's on top of your mind?
I think first, I think people were curious about this merger because it's not very, often you see two projects with tokens come up with a merger.
Yeah.
Right. It's probably happened. I mean, it's kind of interesting how it hadn't happened in a long time, and it just happened like 2 weeks back, I think, with Pump Fun and Padre, right? But it was, it's a bit different than what happened here. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of questions there, and we would like to kick off there and clear it off first for people.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyone who has questions, drop the comments in. We are live on X, we are live on YouTube, we are live on Twitch at Rebel Ants, and we are live on Abstract, where we do accept donations to pay for my children's education. So feel free to send us some pengu over there.
Yeah, one pengu per listener.
One pengu per listener. We'll get very far. We will be here all day.
Shan, I know that you were juggling a lot, and I'm wondering like how trying to please everyone slow down the progress in the past.
Yeah, I mean, see, it comes from a person with not so much of entrepreneurial experience in the past, right? Like I've covered this a little bit, like many people, right? Even Jeff's story, right? Hyperliquid, arguably one of the best products. They had to scrap a project that they started, which was raised by Binance and so many other people, like YZ Labs and like whatever, right? So it comes from a little bit of that inexperience that that I had personally as well. And it was like a stardom moment in 2022 2023, and I didn't expect it. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a like a clear roadmap. I wanted to do something that was clear, right? But it just happened. A lot of things fell in place, and things were just coasting. I just had to tweet, and flows used to pump.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that's kind of where I think I made few mistakes last year. Listening to the community, or I wouldn't say community, listening to the noise, right? Not community, because a lot of amazing people there, they've given some great advices, but listening to
Yeah.
the noise, falling to the pressure, trying to do something out of pressure, right? Like just because people are pushing you for it. I think that's where I've made some mistakes in the past. And
Mhm.
now it's almost like I tell this to people now. Hey, I have like zero thoughts in my mind that I have built a community or I've built an audience. I'm starting from scratch. Like
Mm,
I literally am assuming everything was fucked up and everything is gone, and it's a new start without us starting a new project. If I may say that,
yeah.
Yeah.
right? So I'm seeing this as a second opportunity for me to, like, okay, imagine a team that's going to build their audience from scratch. What have I did in 2021 and 2022 to build this audience? I have to do that from start. There's no comfort cushion in that sense. A team with experience and learnings and the mistakes what we made in the past and the network, but starting from scratch along with a decent amount of funding with us without having to raise capital from people anymore, right? So this is how I'm imagining this restart, moving forward.
Yeah, I think it's important to focus on tangible results instead of hype. I think you're doing the right thing.
No, 100%, man. And I think, as I said, I don't want to talk about, just, hey, this is stressful, that's stressful, and we have gone through a lot of shit. Like, nobody wants this more than us. That much I can tell you,
Right.
because this 2021, it's 4 years now, and we've never even thought about like quitting or giving up, right? It's we do strongly believe there's something there for us. There's a reason why I believe in, I'm not going into the God and stuff like that, but I believe in
Mhm.
the universe. Things are leading up to, always led us to it. Like, we might not even have had the idea for Redacted. If we didn't have Redacted, we were probably dead. If we didn't have the Ordinals collection launched at the time, we were probably dead by now. If we didn't launch the Gen 2 collection by then, so things fell into place. It's not something I can force myself, right? I cannot just be like, guys, come and invest in us. So I think things fell into place. Redacted gained the hype and the momentum last year with with the flight, and before that with all the KOLs wanting to come in. They didn't even ask what the product was. What
Right.
are we planning with it? Nothing, right? They came in because their friends came in, and their friends came in because somebody else came in. It was a big, huge snowball effect. So yeah, I mean, like, yeah, that's kind of something I wanted to register there.
There's a question here from Scotty, and you tell us if you want to revisit this question as we
I think
get the
it's better to
conversation.
revisit, because
Yeah.
let's first go through what's Tencent, what's Redacted, and
Mhm.
then getting into the merger side. I think
Yeah.
will be a better.
So Scotty, we will bookmark your question and get back to you. All right.
Yeah. So what does this merger actually mean for both communities in plain terms, basically?
Yeah. So see, I think in short, like, there are a lot of projects from 2021. I don't need to keep saying this, but like, it's a stats are like, I can throw this numbers, but it's legit stats. It's 99.99% of the projects, both from NFT space and from the token space, do not exist anymore,
Mm,
right?
Mhm.
The reason for this is pretty simple: either mismanaged funds, or genuinely people trying to do something and the product didn't work, or community just died and they didn't want to, like, do anything, or there's not even 100 people who want to get this done, or just malintent
right.
founding team that want to do multiple reasons, right? So 99.9% of them are gone. So for us, Tencent is a 2021 project, right? Used to be $1 billion market cap even last year, right? Even
Wow.
during the ICO meta, if you guys check the charts from 2021, they hit like peak, and then they came down again. They went to a peak, almost $1 billion again last year, during the March April ICO season.
Mhm.
So Tencent is an OG community from 2021. The most important part for them is that, primarily, the community has primed to a IDO, kind of an mindset, right, where they understand the IDO space. They pretty much battle tested, and from a tech perspective as well, Tencent's gone through like a lot of races, more than $100 million plus raised to the platform, haven't
Huge.
faced any issues and stuff. And most importantly, the team is still there, right? Not some team that just left and whatnot. Even now, the team is not quitting, right? Tencent team is merged with us, meaning it's not like, hey, I sold you Tencent and I'm out, right? They have vested interest in Redacted. They have We have ownership there. Plus, the team is working with us, right? Not because the reason is, the founders didn't want to leave it. Like, I asked them for a buyout. They didn't want to move out. They wanted to continue. They just wanted
Mm,
to be a part of a bigger organization. Why
Mm.
come to Redacted is because we have the funds. Like, as you guys know, like, compared to any other project, we have the funds, and we wanted to move forward. But building tech and everything from the start is going to cost us a bomb, and have to go test it. There could be issues.
right,
There could be problems,
right.
right? So we thought, okay, we have the networks, we have the inflows of deals, we have the inflows of new opportunities from the RWA space, etc., which is not very common or unheard of. They have the community and they have people which are primed, okay, for the IDOs, but IDOs cannot always exist forever. You've seen how many launch pads, like, get crushed in a bear market or something. So what if we bring opportunities consistently throughout the year, no matter what the market is, and a yield or opportunity better than your RWAs and your morphos and your this thing? Because recently there's a lot of buzz going on Twitter, right? Like, all this transparency issues and
Yep.
uh, overlooping and all these things, and still they're offering 8% APY. Like, I'm taking a risk on a collapse of a DeFi protocol, which has a 400, 500 million TVL, like recently M Hyper by Hyperthim and whatnot, 400 million TVL. And what they're doing is, as CBBOFE posted, they're looping the funds. So they are pretty much lending their own dollars.
Right.
They're borrowing against it, then they're lending again, then they're borrowing against it. So they're creating such a huge house of cards, and all it takes is one bad move, and it's $400 million. Like, I don't know where it'll go, right? And they're taking all this risk for 8% APY, right? You go into these vaults, you're getting 8% APY, and the risk is like insane.
Yeah.
Versus something like a real world, you're backing with real estate, you're backing with IP, you're backing with corporate equity or stocks or whatever. Your risk is like, I'm not saying there's zero risk, right? There's nothing in life that's zero risk, but it's significantly lower, right? Significantly. You at least have a house if something goes wrong. You at least have a stock that's listed if something goes wrong. It's not like, it's going to come down, because it's just built on top of this thing. So we thought, okay, we have these connects, we have these opportunities, we have a market. Like, what are you going to do with your bull market profits in bear, right? You would want something stable. You would want a 15 or a 20 or a 25% APY as part of your like your portfolio. So that's when we had that, but we didn't have the tech. We had to build everything from scratch. And when we met Tencent, and we were like, okay, a lot of things matched and merged and stuff, so we were like, okay, why not combine the best of both worlds, right? They have the community, they have the tech, we have the connects, we have the funds. So let's bring them together. So that's kind of how this whole thing started.
And were they looking for a partner in the way that, these two entities are now merging, or were they just kind of following a track and then you said, "Hey, I think there's an opportunity here to, you know, be, become even greater together."
So it's kind of funny, because how this whole thing started was, they actually approached us to raise for Redacted
Ah,
on the launchpad, right? So then we went with CoinList, etc. So we were looking to acquire a few products, and when I spoke to like one of these mergers and acquisition specialists, they came up with a bunch of products, like more than 30, 40 plus products.
Yeah.
And there was one of them was a launchpad, very well known launchpad, like very, 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 very well known launchpad. They wanted to exit, right? So I was discussing with Tencent team, like, hey, we are probably looking to buy our own launchpad, because we need the tech and we need the community.
yep.
And then the conversation led into one thing another, and they were like, what do you want to do? Why do you want to acquire? Is it just for ICOs? And I was like, no, 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 I don't want to go into ICOs. There's hundreds of them doing ICOs. CD5 there, and foundries and easy, and so many people are
Mhm.
doing that. I don't want to get into that. I
Yeah.
have few things that we have worked out in the back. I want to bring that to the audience, which they have never seen it, or not very common, something that's attractive to the institutions also. So that's when this interesting convo came, and he was like, are you open? Because I don't I really envy you guys. Like, you have a team like what you have, and you have all these funds and connects, and etc. We have an amazing community. Are you guys open for us to work together? It started as a working together, where they be a
Right.
partner, and we just send the deals. But then I thought, it's going to be confusing to people, right? Like, if I'm going to be like, hey, we are just announcing a partnership. There's hundreds of partnerships in the
Yeah.
fucking space.
Yeah, that wouldn't really do it justice.
It wouldn't do anything. So I was like, we worked out a bunch of things. There's two communities. There's two separate set of tokens listed in different exchanges. If you see Tencent, it's got 1.6 million in liquidity, right,
Well,
on chain. 1.5 or 1.6 million, and it's pegged against wrap BNB. So as BNB keeps going up, this liquidity of this particular token keeps going up, and they're listed in Gate, etc. So we are on Bitgate and a few other things. So we were like, okay, there are two communities, there's two tokens. We had to work out every possible thing, like the next 1 month, 3 month, and 6 month roadmap, as to, if we have to switch a button, and we'd be like, hey, we are doing this together, we should be in a position to do, not like, hey, we merge and then we're like, holy shit, how do we make sure what we have to do we can do next, right? So yeah, that's why it took a little bit of time, but now everything is sealed and everything is on board. Tencent team has joined under Redacted, so they have equity in Redacted, and we are going to be taking over and running this whole thing, if that makes
Nice.
sense.
Yeah. What kind of overlap do you think already existed from the community of Tencent versus the community of Redacted? Do you think there was
mhm.
Very,
some overlap
I
there?
think very different. Like our
Yeah.
community yesterday, we did as soon as we announced, we opened up a refundable ICO opportunity in our Discord. Okay, refundable
Right.
ICO. Okay, keep that in mind. Meaning you have a TGE in 5 days. All right, you put X amount of money for holding RDAC and whatever. You get your money back if you're not happy with the performance after 12 hours or less than 12 hours of TG. So
Wow.
I'm telling my community that, hey, you're getting a refundable offer for an investment that's for a TG that's happening in 5 days. The money is not going to the team, as in like the team yet. So after TG, you have 12 hours within which you can be like, I want my refund. And if it does well, great. If not, don't claim your tokens and you're going to get 100% refund, no questions asked.
Mm.
Our community was actually like confused. They were like, because they're not used to ICOs. That's what we realized, right? We raised hardly, I don't know, like low or mid 5 figures from Redacted community, but Tencent community hit like close to 1 million.
Wow.
So you
Huge.
can see the difference
Big
there.
difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I'd thrown an NFT pre-sale, I feel our community would have been like refundable NFTs, for example. Or, like, I'm just saying, because that's so different. Like I didn't see that it's such a difference. I'm telling guys, this is and people are, some of them are like, FDV is high. I didn't do enough research. I understand, but it's a refundable opportunity, right? There's no questions asked. You get your money back in
Yeah.
5 days. If it's
Can't
a
complain.
5x, great. If it's a 2x, great. If it's a 0.8x, you're like, okay, sorry guys, I need my money back. You're going to
Yeah.
get your money back. So
Yeah.
this is so much of difference that there is in both communities, or primarily the NFT communities to this. Now a lot of the NFT, because a lot of them started, I think Tencent people, a lot of them started from crypto. For Jira-san and Redacted, most of them started from NFTs.
Right.
So and
Interesting.
now they're seeing the Plasma ICOs and they're seeing the Mega ETH ICOs, and they're like, shit, man, okay, we're getting into it. Plus, last year, quite a few of them got burnt because of the portal hype, right?
Yeah.
A lot of projects raised funds, right? And without anything, right? Like millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So a lot of them got burnt, including myself, a bunch of them. It's because of FOMO and greed and whatever, right? I lost probably like 300K plus USD. It's never going to TG ever, right? These projects are dead, like dead, like they are gone, right? And there is a little bit of that pain, within a lot of these NFT communities, because NFT communities were the reason for last year's ICO bull, because of portal starting from creeps and meme land and meme. So everyone was going hard on all the ICOs, which never ever launched. So it's going to take some time for us to tune them and for them to see that, holy shit, okay, this is a no risk, a good opportunity. So now what happens is, with us emerging and bringing Tencent, we're going to bring all these opportunities to Redacted, and we're going to work as a unit, both the communities, both the teams, for us to push our brands forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Like, how does this partnership change what like each ecosystem can deliver that they couldn't alone by themselves? What's
Sorry,
what's
I
the?
think I lost you guys.
Can you hear me now, Sean?
Hold on. Let me add him back in. He is gone. And he's back.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Can you hear us, Sean?
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, good. We're
Uh,
back.
uh, I was just asking what each ecosystem can deliver that they couldn't alone. Like what is the main focus?
For both of us
Yeah.
moving forward,
Hmm.
the biggest thing that we are going to be focusing on RWAs, right? Like entirely, because ICOs are awesome. That's fine. There's going to be opportunities. But let me tell you this: we're never going to run a non-refundable round, right? Anymore,
Right.
or it's going to come with certain conditions like, hey, TG within 30 days, or we're going to give the money back and stuff like that. We're never going to do a private sale kind of a thing, because a lot of us got burnt. And if the teams want distribution, even if it's $100 per person,
Hmm.
and if they can offer us a refundable round where the funds are with us, at least for 12 hours or 24 hours post TG, we are not going to be probably doing private sales. So this is a launch pad, not private sale. So that's a major thing. So apart from that, our main focus is going to be on RWA. The reason is simple. You guys saw with Mega ETH how many billions came in,
Crazy.
right? It's a lot, right? There's so much of capital there. There's so much of capital in the family offices and VCs and whatnot, whom we have a good relationship with, and that's how we manage to raise our funds. They all are looking for like 12%, 15% a year fixed, and they're super happy, right? Compared to, they do their analysis and whatnot. So our goal is to try and bring these institutions. We have a lot of commit already for our upcoming opportunities. As I mentioned, a major L2 is also funded us, and they're going to be, they've invested. They're also going to be participating in all these. So there are a bunch of things that are set now, right? Where the opportunities for people with or without too much of capital to get like a better APY than what they're getting with so much more risk than what's going on. So both the communities or both the projects are going to be focusing on that. We're going to be leveraging on the 10 sets tech, and we're going to be leveraging on Redacted and 10 sets community, plus on our funding for us to build the platform, or not build the platform, rather make it better. We're going to be using the Redacted fund for liquidity, right? Where, like, traditionally, for example, real estate is illiquid, right?
Right.
But what if you can participate in our platform and you can exit any minute, right? Where we are funding the liquidity there on chain, so allows you to exit any second or any minute, for instance, if you participate in our platform. So these are the things that we are going to be using our funds or treasury for, apart from
Yeah.
developments and everything else.
Sean, for anyone new that's watching the stream, can you explain exactly what RWAs are and why are they
Oh
becoming
yeah,
a
sorry.
big deal?
So RWA is real world assets, right? So meaning, it could be your watches, it could be your cars, it could be a house, it could be, IP, it could be anything that's tangible, right? So for instance, it's like someone wants to build a house, and let's say it's $100,000, but they're short of like $50,000. Then what they do is they pledge the house and the land, which will be more than the value that they're borrowing, over collateralized, as they say, and they offer like 10%, 12%, 15 or 18% returns, because number one, maybe they cannot, the bank processes are a little more harder or whatever, or they in their countries, the loan percentage is higher. I'm just an example. It's not
Right.
going to be an individual, by the way. It's going to be corporates that we work with. So that's kind of how this works. So these are real world assets. Or it could also be a guy has a land, right? A guy has a land in a prime area, but he has no
Yeah.
funds to build the apartment, right? Like he has zero funds to build the apartment, but he has a huge piece of land
Yeah.
in prime
Interesting.
location, right? So what he does is he allows people to take his land as a collateral, right? And that land is taken by a builder, right, of big high reputation. Then they use the land, then they raise some funds to build, right, the apartments, and they don't have to pay monthly payouts like what they do with the banks, etc. So they have a fixed term like 12 months, 6 months, 18 months, or 24 months to finish the building, while everything is backed by the land, or backed by the building. So RWA is real world assets in that sense.
Why do you think tokenizing these real world assets, like I don't know, like film financing and real estate, is so powerful?
See, I think there's two things, right? Like, first thing is there are less opportunities for people to participate in now. We are only participating in a bunch of bubbles or Ponzi's, right? Like all these DeFi protocols. Majority of the DeFi protocols are nothing but just like wrappers. They're just our way
Yeah.
wrappers add an extra APY because they have tokens. So what happens is Aave is giving 4%, but a new protocol gives you 8%. And how is that? They give you 4% as Aave, plus they give you 4% as new tokens. It is not sustainable. Risks are significantly higher, especially for a lot of people who want to take a little bit of their crypto outside of the blockchain tech, right? While everything is still in blockchain. For instance, if I'm buying or film finances, the funds are leaving the blockchain, going into a web 2 institution, right, in a proper channel, audited, etc., whatever, right, while their liquidity is still on chain, right? If they
Right.
want to exit, you can exit, somebody else can buy, you can buy, or I can buy, whatnot. But what happens is the funds are out. So as a diversification also, it is outside of your crypto space, and like, I wouldn't say impossible, but 99.99% lesser chance to be hacked, because there's nothing sitting in on the protocol for someone to just steal or take it off. Like Aave can be hacked tomorrow. It's not impossible, right? But if you look at like Maple Finance, right, they're
Yeah.
doing something similar, but for corporate loans. Even if you hack Maple, there's nothing sitting in there, right? Everything is as US dollars in the bank accounts of corporate. And if you want to withdraw your funds, you have to put a request. It takes up to 30 days to get the money back.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's one of the main things that I think is important. And number two is, like, not many people can afford to buy an entire piece of something that they know is going to go up. It's just like how there's NFT fractions, and if crypto is in fact is a fraction, right? You cannot buy an entire Bitcoin, you cannot buy one entire Tesla stock, but Bitcoin you can buy as 0.000 whatever 1 BTC as well. It's a fraction. So similarly, you have opportunities where, for example, right, the films industry side where we are going, um, why are they in need of money, right?
Mhm.
It's very simple, right? Every movie is going to be under $1 million budget, right? Every movie that's going to go in. So now what happens is they talk to an OTT platform like Amazon Prime or Netflix. They get an offer, right? That, hey, we're buying this film for 1.5 million or 2 million or whatever, because Netflix is not going to go and produce everything. They need content.
Right.
They need content
Right.
every month, but they're not going to go and produce 100 films. They're going to be assessing the past track records of the producer, the past track records of the actor, the director, etc. Then they'll see the budget and they'll give them an offer. Once this offer is in hand, they will not have the money in hand. They'll only have 10% of the promised amount. So, for example, if Netflix is buying something for 2 million, they get 200K in hand, right, as a
Mhm.
commitment.
Yeah.
Why? Netflix is making sure the film is done producing and it's not stuck and they lose the money. So now what happens for the production companies, that they have 10% of what Netflix has promised, but their budget is 1 million. They need another $800,000. They know very well in the next 6 to 9 months, as long as they get the movie to the theaters, even if the movie is bad, of course they don't want it to be bad, because that, if it's bad, they cannot get
They need
the
their
next
money back. Yeah.
films, right? They cannot get further films. But
Yeah.
in the event, at least if they get it to the theater, they know that according to the contract, they get their money from these OTT platforms. So in between this period, which bank is going to give you a loan for, hey, I'm doing a film, and this, no banks give it, right?
Right.
It's for them, it's like, hey, what is this, like, why should we give a loan for the bank? So for us, what we see here is that the chances of this not working, or the risks when we analyze, is that Amazon Prime going broke, that's probably not going to happen. It's backed by one of the
Probably not.
biggest company. Netflix probably going broke after signing the contract. Even then, we can always go to another OTT platform. If
Mhm.
Netflix was broke, Amazon Prime is going to be like, okay, I'll take your stuff, or Hotstar or Geo or hundreds of other OTT platforms are
Yeah.
competing. So there's always somebody, Hulu and whatever, right? So this is where we saw there's an opportunity, and this is not something that's not been happening. This is happening even till date, on a small scale, with individual investors, including myself. I've done this myself a couple of times, and it's just not been brought in as an opportunity to the public or people. Number two is that the feeling that you get, there's no price to this, right? For me, the feeling when I see Redacted productions in the theater, in a mainstream theater, hundreds of thousands of people watch it over the weekend or whatever, or even in Amazon or Netflix, produced by Redacted movies, LLC or whatever, right? Seeing that is another thing. And the third thing is, like, for me, or all the community, to feel like, hey, you're getting excited to see Pudgy Penguins in one clip in
Right.
TikTok. You're going to see us in mainstream. You're going to see some Easter eggs inside the movie. So for me, that's exciting, that there's no real monetary value for that when you put it, same thing with the real estate, right? Seeing a property in Dubai, or if we're starting with Dubai, named after Redacted, right?
Yeah.
I
Let's say
like that.
each property has a name.
Yeah,
Oh, I think I lost you guys.
we can hear you.
Nah, yeah, we can hear you. Oh,
We'll get him back
yeah.
as soon as he jumps back in. I think about where we're at with RWAs, and like, this last summer, this year has been so RWA focused.
Yeah.
Is it still early and the process is being developed and the strategies are still being developed, or have we kind of seen this is how it's supposed to be and this is Redacted's take on it? And this is their unique way of leaning into the Cinefy, which we haven't really seen much, or is the RWA asset class still developing in terms of the strategies? Sean, can you hear us?
Yes, I'm back. Sorry, guys.
So I was just saying, RWAs have been a hot topic this year, especially over the summer. And I'm just wondering, are we still early in the process of on-chain RWAs that we're still kind of learning and having growing pains? And, you kind of mentioned some of these companies who are doing things that are a little risky. Is that unique to them? Is that unique to the asset class right now? Or are we kind of growing and maturing and saying, okay, Redacted is leaning into Cinefy, and, we know exactly how this is going to play out?
See, for us at least, okay, so what we are doing differently, let me put it this way, right? Many people can come into the RWA, they can leave, they can whatever and stuff like that. For us, I'm not, again, I don't say anything is 100% risk free, right? But what
Right.
we are giving us a second line of defense, which I don't see anybody else doing this, is that we are putting a portion of the redacted treasury. We're not going to grow to 100 million TVL immediately, right? Even if we have the opportunity.
Yeah.
We are putting our treasury funds as a backing for people participating in this. So, which means the first line of backing is the credit line, which if it goes perfect, amazing for the next 12, 18, 24 months, you're going to see it. And you're like, oh, these guys, whichever people that we're working with, or people are going to get used to it. They're going to see like 10 projects, everything fully paid out. They're going to see that shit. The track record is awesome. That's amazing. But that we call it as the teething phase, right? The 6 months, 12 months, or 24 months. In that period, no matter what, we are putting our capital in as a backup as a protection. So it's almost like I can say 100% risk free, because not because of the opportunity alone, or just
Yeah.
say 99%, but because of the extra layer that we are putting in. Like, instead of just taking it as my salary and more developments, I'm taking a portion, I'm putting it as a liquid, so it makes it 100% liquid at any second. And number two is, if something happens, if the movie, something unexpected like COVID like shit hits, the movie is not able to be released. I'm just saying, I always, like, one thing I've learned in the last 4 years: expect the worst, right? You think something's not going to happen. Like, I never thought Redacted will be under 10 million market cap ever, right? And here it is, right? So, and even same with the Jira San NFTs. I never thought we are ever going to go under point one. We never went before. So things can go wrong. So to prevent that, what we are doing is, for at least the first $1.52 million TVL, the first 6 to 12 months or more, we are going to we're going to have redacted treasury funds as a backing for all these investments. So what happens now is, number one, you have two lines of defenses. Number two, you get used to it. You're seeing what's happening. You're seeing the movie come on the theater. You're seeing us on all the news and publications and whatnot. You're seeing the real estate also being completed. So we are building the trust from scratch. As I mentioned in the start of the stream, I'm not going to assume I have a huge following or I have a
Yeah.
lot of people trusting me and stuff. I'm starting from scratch, right? I'm starting to build everything from scratch, without rugging, without racing under another name or another project, right? I'm just starting from scratch. Whatever I have to do to build this audience, but at the same time, prove to them that all these things are going and running smoothly, and before we scale up to a level where we're looking at hundreds of millions. Like, when I look at USD AI, right,
Mhm.
it's scary, right? There's no backup. Like, what if the loans that you give to the GPUs and you can't sell the GPUs, how are you going to pay people back? And I ask this question, I'll get kicked out of Telegram, right? And they are at what, like a 500 million TVL right now. Again, they're doing something amazing, but still, as a newcomer, like, as a newcomer, it's scary, right?
Yeah.
People are throwing money in because of the hype, but they don't question what's the solution if some shit happens. Like, what's your backing? Like, okay, they're like, yeah, we'll sell the GPUs, right? Who's going to buy the GPUs? I've never seen a lot of people buy second-hand GPUs, and it's not that liquid. Like, an
Right.
apartment, for instance, is liquid compared to a GPU. right? Like there's a lot of websites, a lot of people here know about real estate, a lot of people in UAE buy real estate. So if there's something, I know there's a secondary market for real estate. I don't know what's the secondary market for a GPU. So a lot of these projects, they're doing RWAs on really illiquid things and new things just for the hype, and using names like AI and this and that and whatnot. That's good. Again, I put my money in USD AI, by the way. So I'm a degen. So of course I'm gonna put uh,
Oh, we lost him again.
We lost him again. That internet outside, outside the US can be rough.
I don't think so.
It's what the US does best. Hamburgers and
And
internet.
hot dogs.
Yeah, hamburgers and hot dogs. He said track record, and that word resonated with me because I think that's what the Jirasan community is looking for. That's what the redacted community is looking for. Is
Yeah.
like that proof that, okay, like we stuck around for the right reasons, and then
uh,
this is kind of the proof is in the pudding. Sean, can you hear us? All right.
yeah. I think my internet's a bit bad, I guess.
Yeah. I was just telling Miguel that I think that word that you used of track record is really what's resonating, or probably what the community of Redacted and Jira is really like looking for, is to see that track record and say, okay, it was, we held out for all the right reasons, we stuck around for the right
Mhm.
reasons. Um, can you talk about what the timeline looks like to even start to see some of these things open up for opportunities for investment or
Yeah.
returns? What does that look like?
So ICOs, as I said, started already,
Yep.
bringing us an opportunity to the redacted. The first Cinefy is going in the next 3 weeks or earlier, right? So the platform's ready, everything's ready. As I said, we got a funding and investment, and what is it? Support from another strong L2. It's one of the top L2s. So the marketing plan had changed a bit. So we just had to delay it a little bit because we were supposed to launch today, right? We just delayed it for the marketing there. So the product and everything is ready. So that the first opportunity is going to go live in the next 3 weeks.
That's
Good.
huge. Is there a minimum investment that is needed?
I think $100 or $200, if I don't remember exactly, but 100 to 200 is the minimum.
Even I
Uh,
can swing that, Miguel. I don't even need to ask you for money.
I mean, it's going to
Really
be
well.
something unique. It's going to be something unique, right? I'll tell you that it's going to be very unique how the experience is going to be when you go into this website. It's not like you send the money, it's done. It's something unique. I can say that much. I think this like I've never been an IP guy, but I think there's an IP player, right? There's a big IP player as well, right? It's not just about financing films, but there's a big IP player. There's something where you feel the connect to. You'll see it, like it's not far away. It's almost here. So that's the first opportunity that's going live, and post that there's going to be a bunch of regular opportunities coming up.
Is it premature for me to point people to the website where they can enter their email address?
Please do send. There's already few hundreds of them that have joined.
Yeah.
We didn't even push too much. No KOLs, no paid campaigns, nothing. Because as I said, I'm assuming I'm starting from scratch. I want to build like 100 to 200 core people from within both
Yeah.
the communities together, and I want that 100 to 200 to be like we built this product together, right? I want them to have that feel. So there's going to be a lot of those discussions and chats.
Yeah.
So anybody who's like understanding this, it's a big thing for us. So please do join the waitlist. The link, I mean, you can post it somewhere. So it would be amazing for us to definitely have a few people. Like there's almost I think 700 or 800 people that signed up so far since our tweet. Again, no incentive to join and stuff, right? It's just that we'll send you an email, we'll keep you updated, we'll give you the first opportunity, etc. And yeah, I mean that's something that'll be good. Of course, if you're a redacted staker, or I mean holder, redacted holder in general, or a 10 set holder, you're going to get access to.
Yeah. Perfect. This is over at 10set.io. Just scroll down halfway through the page and then join Cinefy, put in your email, and you'll get a
Yep.
confirmation. So very easy, very straightforward. Might as well put your name on there, right? Might as well find out what it's gonna look like.
Yeah, why do you think that stability and like sustainability is more valuable than chasing hype coins right now?
Okay, why did you invest in Mega ETH?
Why
Like
did
I
I
put,
invest in ETH?
I mean, I don't, I not ETH, Mega ETH. I don't know if you guys put in. Like, I'm just asking it as a general question. It's a project that had 1.4 billion dollars raised in
Yeah.
like 3 days. If you
Yeah.
guys saw, I put as well, right? Why did we invest in it? Like, I just want somebody. I'll give $100 to someone in the comments right now if anyone's gonna give me a reason as to what they liked in it that they invested. No, I
The
mean,
hype.
I'm not.
The
Again,
hype.
I'm like I'm not
Yeah.
criticizing anything, right? I think the product is cool, it's solid. I'm just asking because majority of them invested because other people invested, not because they understood what it is,
That's
right?
true.
Like, so
That's
they're going to
most of the
complain
time.
if the token's going
Exactly.
to go down after the ICO, or after the token launch. People are going to complain, like plasma. Everyone's like, hey, plasma's the next 2 trillions, 2 trillions, 2 trillions. And now it's like down 80%, and people are like, plasma is shit. The amount of capital that's there in the space is very less, and it's circulating and circulating and circulating. I'll tell you what, how many people would have borrowed money against their already over, under the water loan,
Hmm.
right, to invest in mega ETH,
Oof, that's a
right?
scary thing to
and
do.
and if in this week, if there's some liquidation happening, right, because this money is locked for 7 days, if
Yeah.
there's liquidation happening and people cannot pay, I got a message from someone now, like I can to give them $500 now because their position is about to be liquidated. Okay,
Ooh.
so why I'm getting here is that we are investing most of the things because of hype, including Redacted. I'm sorry, but like I have to accept the truth before somebody says, "Hey, what about your project?" People threw money in Redacted without knowing what was our vision or what we were trying to do, right? They wanted to get it. Like I didn't go and hunt for that. People DM me hundreds and thousands of DMs, like all these KOLs. Think of every KOL you can think of, including Thread Guy,
Yeah.
right? DM'd us, right? So this was a time where this happens. This will happen. So when people invest in something without understanding, you know, yes, team tries their best, but if it doesn't work, it's gone. So a lot of the investments are happening without exactly people knowing what the product is, including Megaite, and I'm guilty of that, and I will continue to do it. I'm not saying I'll stop and I'll only understand and I'll throw in, but I'll take the responsibility. If something goes wrong,
Right.
I'll take the responsibility. So why sustainability is important is because you understand what you're getting into. I can tangibly show you what you're getting into. Hey, you're investing in this. This is going to be the film. Hey, you're investing in this. This is going to be the real estate in UAE, the location of the property, etc. You're investing in mezzanine loan. This money is going to this corporate company that's based in Norway or wherever, and you can search about the company and stuff. Whereas what's happening here is who came up with the valuation, who came up with, how much is their revenue model. Like for fuck's sake, Mega Eats main net even is not live. What if it can't handle 100 people?
Yeah.
It's valued at $1 billion. So I think our target audience are people like myself who have gone through the process and got fucked with all these ICOs and overvaluations and shit like that, and focusing on people that want tangibility but the
Yeah.
best of both worlds, right? It's a Web3 tech, everything 24/7. You don't want something to wait for 30 days or 7 days or something you get instantly, but at the same time it is backed by something tangible, something where I can tell my uncle or my dad, be like, hey, dad, can you put some money here? You're going to get so much, and this is backed by this asset in the UAE, or this movie in India. So very simple, straightforward, easy
Right.
for people to understand. It's kind of where we are leaning towards.
Yeah. I think that's important for any sort of adoption. For the record, I would only ever watch a Thread Guy stream if you were on it. Otherwise, I don't think I'm tuning into that show.
No comments.
No comments. It's all good. Um. All right. What else is on your mind that you wanted to dive into? Did we want to read
Um,
that question from Scotty? I think you answered it already about the teams and what's happening with the teams.
Yeah, so socials, teams, and everything is merged or merging, right? Regarding the tokens, I would leave it a little bit for the next spaces, because I cannot at this. I mean, there is going to be something happening, but let me finalize few things before I
Yeah.
commit something, right? But there's definitely something happening. We don't want I don't want to give a timeline, but we don't want like people to be confused. Should I buy this? Should I buy that? Should I stay here or should I stay there? So that much I can tell you, right? So, so it's not going to be confusing for people. There's only one thing they got to buy, and there's only one place they got to exist. So that's kind of where what we're working towards.
I'm curious about the build up for these RWAs. I know we've talked about Cinefy and kind of saying, only so much is needed to get a movie going. But are you looking at kind of scaling this up and starting small, or are you looking at saying where's the biggest opportunity and we're going to jump into that because we believe in the process?
So we are going to be sticking to 3, 4 sectors that we ourselves are confident or comfortable, where I would be happy to put my money in. right? Where I'm confident to put my own funds in, right? Like my personal funds, not the project funds. Because when it comes to project funds, a lot of founders treat it as a casino money, right? They
Hmm.
throw left and right. They feel like, hey, this may hit, that may hit. So, but when it comes to your personal funds, you think a lot, right? Before you're like, hey, what are the risks? Especially as somebody who knows the pros and cons, I should feel convinced that I can put my own money in this.
Right.
Right? For example, Play AI, I put my own money because I know it's refundable, and I know it's gone on Kaito Launchpad. Kaito had one bad launch, but 99% of them so far has been good. So for me, I went for the Play AI, right? So wherever I feel comfortable to put my personal money is what I'm going to bring on, right? And I understand it. I meet the person. I'm not like a trust me bro kind of a thing. Everything contracted. Before, I made some mistakes where I trust the guy and I'm like, hey, this guy's not gonna fuck me over, and I'm like, let me start something. And I, in the sake for the to keep up with the demands, I tweet
Right.
first. I
Yeah.
tweet first, like one of the biggest trading platforms. I tweeted about it before we even signed something, right? And that's a big lesson for me in my life. Like what, that there's no bigger lesson than life in life than you getting fucked over and then you're realizing, shit, I shouldn't have done this.
Yeah.
So a lot of these things have happened for me in my life now that, okay, I'm taking my time. The expectations from me or my team or the communities is almost dead, right? Like it's zero expectations. We are almost like a lot of them wrote us off, right? Like fuck, this is my tax loss kind of a thing. So for me, I don't have that pressure anymore, but I believe I have the wisdom and the knowledge from the mistakes what we have done and the lot of good things also we have done in the last 4 years, right? What has worked for us. It's not like we are unknown teams. There's
Right.
thousands of teams that are unknown, that they
Yes.
even existed. We're not one of them. We knew how to pull. We knew how to fucking make the whole space talk about us.
Yeah. For sure.
That's even that very few teams can do, right? Like we were one
Yeah.
of them. So for me now it's less hype. I will bring the hype meter on, right? I'm not going to be like everything is as it looks like. I want to blow my value of my tokens. I want to blow up the fucking like valuation of the company. But I think we need the stable base. We need 100 people from Redacted, Jira San, and Tencent. The 100 people that are going to be in this journey, like with us, from everything what we're going to do moving forward, right?
Yeah.
I want to build that 100 from scratch. I want to hand pick them. I want to put them in a group. I want to work with them before anything goes live. They're getting to know everything, like proper brainstorming session, who has experience in that field or who has gone through it or who still believes in us or who like us, at least personally. There are some people in the community who tell to me, I like you as a person, but I hate you fucking as a founder,
Ugh.
right? And it's fair, right? It's fair. I mean, I couldn't naturally sustain the Redacted flow price. I could have artificially pumped it. I still can pump it. It's a 1 million market cap. I pumped 2 million in. Now it's a 70 million market cap,
Hmm.
right? Because every fucker,
Right.
every
We'll
single
see it
guy
over.
is gone. Like,
Yeah.
that's how low market cap it is. It's a worse than a shit coin at this stage. So for me, I've tried to do things naturally and organically and not do something just that's not sustainable. So right now for us it's very simple, right? We have to build that 100 core base like what we did back in the day in 2021 with the Jira San and whatnot. This 100 next turns into 1,000. For us to scale up, this is very important. So the 3 to 4 sectors, we're going to stick to it. The 100 people that are going to be regular contributors, either through funds or through whatever they can, is going to be the next step. Once these two are done in the next 3 to 6 months, this is a 3 to 6 month roadmap. Once we hit like 1.5 to 2 million TVL, which we have more than enough commits for that, plus have this 100 strong supporters whom we have as like merged as part of one group for us to get everything cleared out before we post anything. The next step is pretty straightforward. You have the base set. Scaling up is not that hard, right? Like you have a platform, you have the people. Every opportunity is going to come your way,
Yeah.
right? But you don't want to expand too quickly and then like collapse.
Yeah, I think you're at an interesting point now where you're saying we need 100, loyalists, because now it's that call to action. Someone has to actually do something. It's not like they were a Jirasun holder, so they had RDAC airdrop to them, and now they're an RDAC holder. It's like now you're saying, okay, I need people who are committed enough to do something, and then you'll really see where
Hmm.
those believers are sitting. And like we said, with that track record, once they see some momentum there, I think it'll be easier to kind of show that off to other people and get more people to roll
See,
into it.
right now if I tell you, can you prove this is going to work, it's just my word, right? So I'm going to show it on chain. I'm going to show it in real life also, not just on chain, right? What if I can show it on chain as a payout and
Yeah,
also in real life where you start seeing it in mainstream media? I don't need to come and prove it to you. You're going to come to me and be like, hey, take my money, right?
Yeah.
So for that to happen, the first 1.5 to $2 million, as I said, there's zero risk for anybody holding RDAC to participate because all the capital is. We are literally just telling, hey, you come and participate. You see what's happening, but don't just take me for my word. We are slapping the dollars also on chain for you to exit any minute so that you know the money is there and it's not like you research and you put your money in,
yeah,
right? This is more of we have done the research, but we have to build the trust from start. So here is the money, you deposit because I want you to participate, not just get some. I'm not distributing $2 million as a free cash. It's more of it's there as liquidity. But if you trust us and you stick around, you're going to get your payout by end of that term. Be in the journey with us without any risk,
yeah.
right? So that's something. If I show it and do it 3 4 5 times, right, and then they see how the whole process works, they're going to be my ambassadors. I don't need to talk to anybody about this. They're going to talk about, hey, did you know you're getting these opportunities, especially in a bear market? Whenever that happens, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, people are going to be like, shit, man, the opportunity there is wild. Whether it's bull or bear, movies are movies, real estate is real estate, corporates are corporates. They're never going to be like, we're not going to do something. So yeah, that's where I think the difference is going to be this time.
And I think when you talk about those APIs that you're putting out there, higher than the 4% to 8%, I think once that starts compounding project over project that somebody gets their return on, then they reinvest that. That's when I think you'll see, you may need even less people because more people, you have the same core people contributing even more after they get their payout and rolling it back in. So it could really, build on itself there. It'd be interesting to see this over the next 6, 12 months.
100% for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's all about building trust and using the opportunities that we have brought in to provide it to the people, right? Without putting them on all these shitty IDOs and ICOs. So, that's where we made some errors in the past. We were like, hey, we assumed people will do their own research and jump in, but I think it's not. That's not how it works. So might as well not do it. Yeah.
Yeah. And the treasury or the runway that you have in terms of the backing that you're putting in, I mean, how long is that sustainable for you?
Sorry.
Like when you're saying you're backing, the same
Your own
investment,
money. Yeah.
somebody wants out. What does your runway look like for that? Is that for the first project, the first two projects?
I think about a year and a year and a half plus. So it's about at least 5 6 7 projects up to a 2 million TVL as a minimum
Yeah.
comfortably without touching our runway capital, right? So we have got some payouts as well to just letting you guys know from certain exits we have had, right? Which we haven't even invested in. We got some exits with like my time was the investment there, right? So where we got some equity in those products and we got some exits. So we are using the exit funds for that if it makes sense. So not the redacted fundraised capital. So it's not going to affect our runway. It's just we are contributing, a couple of $1 million from one of the exits we have had.
Nice. And
Yep.
You know,
what does
go ahead.
somebody need to do in terms of when they feel like they're ready to get invested? Is it just going to that website and putting their email address in for the Cinefy? Is that where it starts, or
For
are there
now,
other
yes.
places to get ready to keep an eye on launch pads or following Tenset or wherever they need to go?
Yes, I just following my Twitter. I think is more than enough. Primarily, right? I'm pretty much gonna be, like I'm gonna be retweeting at least the important ones, right?
Right.
So
Okay.
I think it makes a lot of sense for them to follow me at least, at the very least.
Yeah. Sean, how can like token holders verify that deals are like real, and yield is coming from legitimate sources? Why is it important for retail investors to see where the money's working? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I think we're going to be having trusted Web2 auditors, including potentially JP Morgan, etc., who have been financially reporting for like New York stock exchanges and shit like that, right? So it's not going to be just again, trust me, this is happening. So as long as the capital is on chain, right, you don't need
Yeah.
anything else. The capital is on chain, right? Like our money is there, you can withdraw it any minute. That's fine. Once we scale up or go beyond that, you need to know where the flow is. You need to make sure we're not like a brokey pretending to do shit or have the funds and then take the money and not. So this is something. See, I'm going to question the same way I would question another product coming to the market, right? Like I want to know. where is this, what's happening, etc. So everything is going to be audited. Anything on chain is going to be on chain audited. Of course, it's going to be visible. Anything that leaves the smart contract is going to be audited by a web 2 firm that's known, that's well known, not a by ABC Corp in Nigeria, right? It's going to be a, at least definitely
I've
a,
used them before. They're good people.
yeah, I know. So I've used as well. So it's probably, or in India for that matter. I'm from India, so I mean I can make jokes about India myself. So so it will be audited. So it's not going to be like trust me and participate, right? Like as much as there are people who trust me and all those
Tweet,
things,
trust me,
it
bro.
is going to be. So,
Trust me, bro.
I said tweet,
yeah.
trust me, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I think it's a lot of trust me stuff is happening in the
Yeah.
space, and I think it's high time we, at least we don't have. I'm not in a position like Luca Nets, for example, to be like, hey, trust me, whatever I do is right. Yeah, at this stage, I was at one point, but I have to build it back. Like I have to start from scratch to be a Luca. It's not from Shan to Luca. It has to be from zero, ground up, to the old Shan, then to the Luca Nets kind of a thing, or a Jeff in that sense, right? So we're going to be doing whatever it takes. If the community is going to bring up any red flags, right, whatever it takes to clear it off. We don't see it as a fud, right? Because I know I'm doing this with a good intention, but at
Yeah.
the same time, I want to show to the people in a way where, hey, it is all happening, right? It is not just like, trust me, it's all going to come, right? So any kind of red flags raised for anything we are doing, as we change the process or as we scale up, we will do whatever it takes to hit those or clear those things, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
right? So if someone's going to bring up like, hey, is your bank account actually redacted bank account, as it got this much, or what you're claiming is there's $1 million sitting in the bank account, what is the proof? Okay, what is the closest thing I can do? I can download the statement and show you, but anyone can edit the statement, right?
Right.
So, but if I give it to an audit firm, wherever the bank is located, a legit audit firm, and they're auditing that, hey, Redacted's corporate account has $1 million signed, digitally signed, verifiable here, 30th October 2025, and now I post it on chain or just put it anywhere. I have nothing to hide in its corporate funds. Then I'm showing that the money is there, not just like
Yeah.
the money is back. So these are things that we are open to do, and we will be doing as well.
Talking about that transparency, were there any rumors or speculation you heard following the press release about the strategic merger that you saw that you felt were really unfair or debate
No,
that you want to clarify or address?
no,
Anything that came
actually
up as
not.
you're
There
aware
were,
of that?
there were just questions on tokens. Are the tokens getting merged, and why Tencent? And Tencent does not have enough token volume and stuff like that. Because I'll tell you what, a lot of token holders of Tencent are just like, they came in early, they just stuck there. If you go to
Yeah.
the Telegram, it's more active than our chat, and a lot of them are participating in funds. They're not looking at the token price. They're just like, what is the next opportunity? How do I participate? Right. So that's
Yeah.
how the whole community is going. And as you know, I used to wonder, why is Jira-san floor less than a lot of rugged projects, right? And I got an answer when I thought about it. It's because a lot of the rugged projects, people have also left the space,
Hmm.
right? Or they wrote it off, that they don't even know that it exists. So what happens is, naturally the floor goes up because your listing gets expired. A lot of people are out. So for us with Jira Sun, we did a relaunch. We killed all the dead NFTs.
Right.
We rebought the new NFT. So every single person is 7-8 months old, not 4 years old. When you look at it, if Jira Sun had existed as the same NFT in the same contract as in 2021, 30%, 40% of the people are probably like gone, right,
God.
out of the space. So this is what's leading to the lot of rugged collections floor being higher than us. So for us now, when I look at it, Tencent, one of the things is, many people are not trading Tencent. It's there at 10 million market cap or FDV for quite a while, because a lot of them are not trading it. They're just holding it at this stage, waiting for the next new thing. So why is it beneficial for Tencent holders to for this kind of a merger, right? Because Tencent holders are like, hey, your market cap is lower than us. Why did this merge happen is a common question, right? And it's fair. The question is simple. If Tencent just exists as Tencent, they do not have a capital backing like us.
Hmm.
They'll forever do this IDO. Like, for example, if the IDO, what they did 2 days back, after our merger, raised close to 800K at this stage, I think, that brings them like $80,000 in fees, right? 10%, right? Plus some
Yeah.
tokens. So when you look at it, the revenue of Tencent has been in like a couple of millions even last year, and even in this year it's going at like strong. So now for us it's like, okay, what can Tencent do apart from just ICOs? Is it going to stay at the same level for the Tencent token holders where there's no chance for them to again reach a 10x or a 100x because
Right.
there's a lot more launch pads in the space? While when we have this capital backing and we come on board and we're changing the narrative while continuing whatever they also are doing, everyone's going to win. If tomorrow we look back and we are at a 50 million market cap, it doesn't matter whether Redacted merged with Tencent or whether Tencent merged with Redacted, because everyone's going to be up from where they are now. So that's kind of where the path is.
Talking about breaking barriers and opportunities, like how can we educate the retail investors to make smarter, sustainable decisions with RWA products?
And anything don't go all in, right? Anything don't go all in. Like you got
We,
to have,
we got to tell
it's
that to
not
Casey.
it's it's not your ticket out of poverty or your this thing, right? Like that's not how you look at these things, right? It's like, okay, I don't know what to do, I'm really bad, I've been losing money, but if I can get like, I'm from a country where I can maybe only afford $20,000, I mean $2,000, for example, right? And if I can get like a monthly, like let's say $40 a month more than my bank, in a country where someone can afford, like in India for instance, that $40 is more than enough to pay your bills, like your electricity bills, your phone bills, and a couple of dinner outings. Whereas in your bank you're probably going to get like 8% or 6% or whatever, or 4%, right? So and for the bigger ones with $1 million or something, instead of taking a risk, every bit of the amount being risked on a protocol, you're putting $10 million on a protocol, right? Like let's say the medium ultra high net worth individuals with $5 to $10 million, instead of putting it all on our way and all on these USD AIs and whatnot, you split and you put even 10% or 5% in like something like RWA. That 5% at 18% is more than your 20% at 6%, right? So that's where I think we are looking to attract the audience of people. And as I said, at the very least, you are having a backing that's a product or an IP or or a corporate stock or a share or whatever that we will liquidate in case of some kind of a catastrophe, right? So for anybody looking into RWs, it's a diversification. I'm not telling bring all your money and put it here, but let me also tell you something. We are also going to be a full blown DeFi platform, like a one touch
Mm.
DeFi. We're not going to stop at just RW and RW. RW is a niche, but we are going to be a full on DeFi platform competing with Aave and the Morphos and the Maple, right? So
Mhm.
that's where the real opportunity comes in. Like one touch, you deposit, you earn yield, but with one click, you can participate in IDOs. With one click, you can participate in RWAs. And with one click, you earn points and tokens on verified contracts. Right now, there's hundreds of DeFi platforms that you have to go wet research and you put your money in, right? Which sometimes it can lead into all these bad stuff. So for
Yeah.
us, it's like one touch. How in one touch can you get yield while you are also able to participate in IDOs without losing your yield? All right, while you're also getting these opportunities that are outside or to diversify into RWA. So it's we're starting with RWA because that's where our niche is, but in like let's say 12 months from now, it's a full on A to Z DeFi one touch platform for people to earn yield. Like where my main thing is simplicity, right? You have $1 million. You don't want to break your head. You come here, you deposit the million, and once you deposit, your yield starts coming up plus the points with whomever we are partnering with for the DeFi. But again, with one touch, you can deposit that into an RW opportunity that may pop up in your email without having to
Yeah.
transfer funds, without having to removing from our way and throwing here, without having to whatever. Same with IDO. Well, now what happens in IDO is that every time someone wants to participate in IDO, they have to break their yield earning token. Then they deposit into IDO. IDOs happen 2 weeks or 3 weeks later, right? And you're losing yields for that period while it's sitting in the smart contract. Simply, what if you choose to earn yield even that 3 weeks period without even having to move funds? You're earning yield, you're allocating, you're allow or giving us the permission to allocate into the IDO. When the IDO happens, we then take the funds out and you get the yield still. So these are things that very interesting for institutions, right? Because institutions are also participating. It's like mega ETH. I'm losing 1 week. But what if there's a platform where you can participate in Mega ETH while you're earning points plus yield for this 1 week
Yeah.
while the allocation is being finalized. So these are some of the things that you're going to see as a, it's not just like RWA and we're done with it. We have our roadmap figured out for the next at least 12 months. Rest of it, we give a 20% leeway for something new that may come, but 80% of our roadmap for the next 12 months is fixed.
Yeah. Well, I also think that this
Exciting.
solves like the burnout feeling for investors, right? The volatility and the rug pulls. So I think it's a good thing. Sure.
Yeah, I think like the burnout part. Something, as I said, like it's just boring, man. The space has become boring. Like you have money, you see this $186,000 being deposited into Mega ETH, and many of them putting $100, and they're hoping they get an allocation. It's kind of becoming sad in that sense that
It
the
is.
wealth disparity has become huge, right? I mean, like I didn't expect these many people to have 186K on chain and deposit, right? And you're looking at your community or people in other communities, and they're putting $1,000 and $100, and they're hoping for something. It's become so massively disproportionate that if you have money, you can make more money. Before, crypto used to be like, everybody had a shot at making money, right? Now it's
Yeah.
more like, oh, you put more money, you're prioritized, right?
Mhm.
You have access, like, your Twitter account is whatever, and your, anything, right? So everything has become like a little bit unfair. So for us, one thing that we want to solve is like, how do we make this information available to normal retail people in a simplified form where they don't have to break their heads on where do I invest, how do I get
Yeah.
these points? Like, let me tell you one small example of Athena. I got in on the first week, right? I got in on USD AI first week. I got in Plasma. I got in Athena. Primarily was one of the biggest wins. Recently, what else did I get? USD AI. I told I got into Stable a little bit through another source, etc. Right. So, and I also got into a lot of AI based projects like Apptronic, right? Like that's one. It's a Web 2 company, but this is the kind of network that I've built in the last let's say a few months or whatnot. A small deposit in Athena. I didn't know what Athena was when I got in, and a point 0.2 ETH deposit in Athena got me like 4 ETH worth of tokens. I'm not even joking,
Pretty good.
right? Like
That's pretty good. Yeah.
like for point two is this, and I didn't expect it. So it's because of lack of information or a lot of noise, right? A
Mhm.
combination of both. That's what we want to solve for the even the small retail participants or investors, and that's a field that I'm pretty confident because 7 plus. I mean, I participated in BNB IDO, so I've been here for like almost 7 years plus 8 years in the crypto space. So for me, it's like, how do I try and stick to something that I don't fall because of the traps of the world or a
Yeah.
Web3 space where I need to do something versus what am I good at? What do I know? My strength, the biggest strength that I have is networking, not trading, not anything. My biggest strength is my network of people that I have and the connections that I still have. Right. That's the thing that we want to leverage and make it simple for so we got the clients first this time before building products. Our clients are institutions and family offices, right? So we got the clients first before we even built the product. So this way, I'm not building something and hoping there's a product market fit. I'm like, okay, there is already my clients there, a few people with few million ready to deploy, and now I'm just launching a product, showing them that, hey, showing a portion of it to the retail, but the majority is going to be taken by the institutions.
Mhm.
And as we scale up, the portion becomes bigger and bigger for the retail, so that everyone's confident, if that makes sense.
Good opportunity. I just need Miguel to give me that $1 million to start with to invest it, and then I will gladly invest it.
Now I think Miguel is going to eat the whole pull up in 1 second if no one's taking it. It's almost like this is the funny part. It's almost like, hey, you give me money, I instantly give you money back. You can exit any second, but I give you 20%, 30% end of 6 months as well, right? So this is literally the formula. So my aim, why we are doing this, is because I want you guys to fucking like just get the feel of it. Just see what's
Yeah.
happening, follow the news, see how the money is coming in. You don't know where the yield is coming from, you're the yield, as they say. Right now,
Yeah.
you see where the yield is coming from without the risk of shit, man. Like, what if these guys don't pay me out? So that's kind of where I think we want to try and build that trust.
Miguel, you posted something online yesterday on Twitter. You said splurging a bit, and there was a video. What was that you were splurging on?
A car.
You You bought a car?
I might have.
And what car is in that video that you said you're splurging on?
It's
Hard to tell. The quality of the picture is a little low. What kind of car was that?
it was a quick. You
It's a quick
suck.
one. Don't tell me.
I splurged a little.
It was
Sometimes you gotta splurge.
Sean, it was a 17-second video with only one fraction of a second of actual video to see. The rest is just music. So he's being a little cheeky here, but it's hard to tell what car it is from that little
Okay,
clip.
you share the screen. If let's be.
I
Let
don't
me.
like to. I don't like to splurge. I don't like to like.
But you like to
show off.
Hey,
post it on-
now we're thinking of Bugattis, man. We don't think anything lesser than that. So it's
No,
it's
it
not.
wasn't a Bugatti. It wasn't a Bugatti.
Yeah, I know. That's why I think it's not. You're making us think it's a Bugatti. So it's not going to be bad if you share the video.
Let's see if I can pull it up here. You gotta
Yeah.
stop it real fast just to get a glimpse of what that car is. Maybe the value of that car could be reinvested into some Cinephi here.
Let me tell you something that I'm also exploring. What's happening for the last 6 months is on cars buy selling, right? Like retail cars buying and selling, right? Used cars, and every month we've been making about 6% average for the last 6 months. I'm not bringing this to the platform yet,
Yeah.
but we're testing it out ourselves.
What
Yeah,
car-
bro.
Sean, what is that?
I think it's a Honda CRV, man.
I
Yeah.
think so.
So,
Yeah.
CRX.
It looks like a
That's
it
my-
looks like a navy blue Honda CRV there.
Only 2 doors. That's all you could afford, Miguel.
By the way, in my garage there, I built all that by myself.
That's not true.
That is
Crazy.
We know this.
Crazy, bro.
Sean, one time I was there and the door was literally falling off the rack. The
What door?
garage door was falling off the track.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so now we definitely believe you built it, man.
Yeah,
sure.
that's true. That's
Casey says my PT
I think
Cruiser.
Casey guessed it correct.
Sometimes you gotta splurge a little, man.
Sometimes you got to splurge a little bit. That's right.
I'm not into fancy stuff. So
Yeah, I mean Honda. I mean, I have a better car than you, bro. I have a better than a Honda CRV for sure. Like, so I mean, I can feel you. But just kidding, man. But when did you buy this? Recently?
yesterday morning.
Wow. Nice. You know what? Let me tell you this, right? Out of all the people that have showed their Lambo in the Web3 space,
Yeah.
you're probably the only one who's raised any amount less than a Lambo and you bought a Lambo and showed. Because I've seen guys like Amir Hussain and all those people show their Lambos, but fucking they just, I don't know, God knows how many millions they raised and out of which how much went to the car. But I think, in Miami, right? Like this guy is there and I see all these posts. But you're one guy, I think, who's shown the Lambo without racing anywhere close to that in the Web3 space. So you really made it outside the fundraising rich founders.
It's
So
not,
that's
it's not my thing. Like it's not my thing. It's not
I
my
know. I'm just saying, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The best car, actually, my best car right now, it's an Audi SQ8 electric, fully electric. I love that car. Believe it or not, it
Yep.
is like I love that car. I just love how I feel in it. I love how it feels driving.
He let me drive it once. It was a little too girlish for me.
I did let you drive it once.
You can enjoy that.
One of the lucky ones.
Yeah, your bright pink car. You can enjoy it.
It's the same
Barbie.
color as the Lambo.
Your Barbie car.
Such a hater.
Woo! All
Anyway.
right. Sean, how we feeling? Is there anything we missed? Should we wrap up?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If there's any other questions, I'm happy to answer. If not, I think we can definitely wrap it up.
Casey's got some offers.
What is Casey doing?
He's buying some Kit Kat.
What is it? What is this Kit Kat thing he keeps texting about?
I don't know, but it sounds like he's wagered his family's future on it. So best of luck.
That's not new.
That's not new.
Do we
right,
have any questions in the audience or no?
I think we got through all the questions here, but
did?
there was a lot of information shared today, a lot of insights, a lot of thought behind what the strategic merger was for and where we're going. So I think as we have you join us for future streams, we'll kind of get to really see this, unraveling in real time and get to check in on the status of these projects. So I'm excited. I'm excited to be a part of this and kind of follow the journey.
Ah, he's finally up. Look at that.
Give it an hour.
No. Make sure you take that out, Casey, because in an hour you know what's going to happen.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, we almost hit 1,000 people visiting us on X, so we appreciate that. And there was I'm sure Miguel's going to have some clips coming out real soon
Yeah.
of some of these announcements that Shan was dropping on us. So we hope to see everyone back here again soon. Keep your notifications on. Give us a follow on Rebel Ants. Give Shan a follow so you can stay up to date on the next opportunities as they roll out. And we'll be back in a couple of weeks or so on another Unredacted. Boom.
Thank you, everybody.
All right. Peace out, everyone.